Hey guys, More Geek here. So in this video I will be showcasing all of the materials that I use in everyday sketching, in my artwork pieces, and everything else. I will also be throwing an update video with these materials, or with like updated materials in the future, because knowing myself, I do change materials kind of constantly, so I'll let you guys know when that video will be uploaded, which is probably sometime in the future. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing here is my lovely, lovely set of watercolors called Crayola. Now, a lot of people, if you're on the cheap side, kind of like me, you'll be able to use these kind of constantly, like I do. But I'm not gonna lie, these watercolors are pretty good. Like, I really like them. I've been using them ever since I started taking my art classes in high school, and these have been with me for quite some time. I've ordered them on Amazon actually, like a long time ago, and these are still pretty good use. Like, they're still in good shape in my opinion, and I could use these uh, continuously in the future, but I decided I'm going to step away from these watercolors for a while because I am getting new watercolors soon. Winsor Newton, actually. I had to decide between Winsor Newton and Kuretake because both of them are really good, but I decided Winsor Newton because I'm more familiar with them, while Kuretake, I literally just figured out what they were yesterday, actually, so I'm getting those very soon. But yeah, these watercolors, they're really good. Like, if you're starting out with watercolor and you don't know where to go or you don't know how to start, you can start with these. But speaking of Winsor Newton, that's actually the next thing I'm going to be showcasing. So let's get on with that. These are my recent Winsor Newton watercolors. They're Coatman watercolors, and they've been used a little bit, but not as much obviously as my other set, my Crayola watercolor set, but this is what it looks like. And I really like the colors because they're really bright, which is what I'm pretty much going for. But I'm also going to be ordering a larger set of these watercolors soon, so but this is just like a little test run to see if I like them or not, and I really do. So I'll be ordering these soon, and hopefully they'll be my new set of watercolors, which is my get-go. So yeah, and a lot of people have been saying like Winsor Newton is a really good brand, especially for like professional watercolorists. So I've been thinking into it, and I decided to buy them in the future. So again, this is just like a little test run. It's kind of cheap. It was like over $10, but it wasn't like super, super expensive because obviously I just wanted to test to see if I would like these or not, and I do. So hopefully my artwork can improve with these watercolors in the future. I'm really hoping so because these are pretty good watercolors, in my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty much it with this one. These are the pencils that I use kind of the most when it comes to sketching, and I'll look at every pencil with this. So let's start with this one, which is just like a regular Crayola black pencil. This is just for like lousy sketching. Like, if I decided that I'm just gonna be lazy today and I'll just be sketching whatever in my mind, I will just be using this. It's not like for like finished stuff or anything. This is just for like sketching if I need to and all of that stuff. So this is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Even though it's also on the cheap side, I do recommend this because it does make dark lines, but not on the professional side because, you know, it is Crayola. So this is just for like lazy sketching and all of that. So this pencil I've reviewed before, and I remember that I reviewed this before or looked at it before. This is a Faber-Castell Aquarelle watercolor pencil, and it's an 8B pencil. And this is a pretty nice pencil because Not only does it make dark lines whenever you use watercolor with them, but it's also nice for just sketching around even without watercolor. Like, it makes dark lines regardless. So they're very, very nice, and the lines are pretty thick, so if you decided that you want thick lines with your artwork, then in my opinion, I think like pencil thick lines, then you should really go for these because they're really nice and they make really dark lines, and I really like Faber-Castell in general. So yeah, this is a pretty good pencil. Now with this pencil, I've actually gotten it very recently, like 2 months ago, I think, and my art teacher gave this to me because he knows that I like pencils a lot, so he gave this to me. And this is a Unigraph 1200 drawing pencil, and it's a 6B. So I'm not sure where my art teacher got this. He just gave it to me, but this is a pretty good pencil when you just want to like sketch a lot and do the little shades, like the little shades on your pencil sketches. I think this is a pretty good pencil for that. I'm not sure if it's on Amazon or not, and if it is, then hopefully it's cheap. I still have to look into this pencil because I might buy another one once this runs out. So, yeah, I really like this pencil, and I thank my art teacher for giving it to me. And this is another Faber-Castell pencil. It's a red pencil, and it's an art grip pencil as well. So, these are like pointed, or not like pointed, but like bumpy sides of the pencil, and of course, it says art grip, so it helps you grip the pencil better so that you can hold the pencil while you're drawing effectively. So this is a Faber-Castell pencil. It's a red pencil, and I've actually haven't been using this for a while, but I have used it in past sketchbooks. So this, I guess you can say this is an art material that I kind of frequently use, but it's really good for like guidelines and for like fast gestures of like anything that you want. So I definitely recommend Faber-Castell, as you may know, and I definitely recommend, I think this is like a watercolor pencil too, so I like watercolor pencils, so I recommend watercolor pencils as well if you want. So yeah, I also have like a blue one, a blue pencil like this, but I don't use it as much as I do with the red one. So I'm showcasing the red one because I really do like it, and it also makes really nice lines. So yeah, it's pretty nice. So this is just a pencil sharpener that I use a lot, and I actually use both pencil sharpeners. These are super cheap because I don't want to like buy myself a very expensive pencil sharpener when I can just use something like this. They're really helpful, and I have to use both of them a lot because I'm working with pencil now, like constantly. So, and this has like a little pencil and like big pencils if you want. These are really helpful, these are really handy, and you can take them anywhere. And they don't really make a big mess because the lid does hold on tight. So if you want to get something like this, you definitely should because it's very helpful. And I also recommend something like this. And even though it looks messy, it really isn't. I've taken with me like a couple of times, and they were really nice. So, and it really helps sharpen up your pencils very well. So if you want to go cheap, go with these pencil sharpeners because I recommend them, even though it's very kiddish, but it really helps a lot. I'm not gonna lie. This is another pencil that I also use, but I decided to show the case for them because this is how I got it, like from Amazon. This is how I got the pencil case for it, and it's a General's Layout pencil, number 555, and it's wonderful actually. Like if you want to do like observational drawing of any sort, you can definitely use these because it has really nice dark lines, and you can and it's nice control too. So it's like if you want to go dark, you can control the pencil to make dark lines or like dark shades. And if you want to do light shades or like light lines, you can definitely use that too. So this is like, you can do both dark and light with this kind of pencil. So, and it comes in a 12 pack. So I get 12 of these, and I haven't even finished my first one yet, so this is definitely kind of like an investment in my opinion, because you do get 12, and I haven't even finished my first one yet, and I've gotten this months and months ago, so this can be kind of like a little lifetime thing. As long as you keep the case and with like all of your pencils in it, it's a pretty good brand, so I recommend you check it out. Now for watercolor, these are the brushes that I use, and I will be showcasing each one of them. Just like how I did with the pencils, I will be showcasing each one of them. So yeah, so this one is a brush that I personally love using because it is small. It's one of my smallest brushes that I have, but it's wonderful for watercolors because it helps get the detail down because of how thin the brush is. And I like the grip of it too. Like, I'm not sure what brand this is. Again, my art teacher gave this one to me because it was like around the time when I had to constantly work with watercolor, so he said this is going to be good for like details and stuff. So I'm not sure where he got this, but if any of you guys like know the brand, then this is what it looks like. I love this brush. I think I use it more than I use the other brushes, in my opinion. So it's really nice. This is another brush that I use. It's kind of bigger on the brush side, obviously. This is just for like covering more area with watercolor with this kind of brush, and I think this is a Crayola brand. It's super cheap, so I think, but it's still good. Like, even with the new watercolor set that I'll get in the future, I can still use this because the brush is really soft, which is definitely perfect for watercolor. So I'll definitely use this in the future. But I think I'll get new brushes, but for now, like, this is just gonna be a brush that I'll still use along with the other small brush. So those are actually the two brushes that I use the most, but I will showcase the other two brushes that I use as well. So let's get on with that. Now, I said this is gonna be like the brushes for watercolor, but I kind of lied a little bit. This is not for watercolor, at least not that I use it for. This is actually for ink, and this is like the ink bottle that I use. I think this ink is India ink. Again, my art teacher gave this to me, but I think he said India ink. It is pretty dark, and India ink is pretty good, so I'm supposing it is India ink. But this is an ink brush that I use. You can still use it for watercolor, but for me, this is like a little ink brush, and you guys have seen like my ink artworks recently, so this is what I use to make thick and thin lines, because it does have the consistency of making thick and thin lines. So this is a pretty nice brush. It's called Princeton Art and Brush. Princeton Art and Brush, yeah. So I'm not familiar with this brand a lot, but I do have one of their brushes. So this is pretty good, and if you recognize them or if you're like recommending them, then yeah, I recommend them too, because this is a pretty nice brush. So yeah. And the last brush that I'm going to be showing you guys that I use is this Pentel pocket brush kind of thing, like a watercolor brush. I forgot what it's called, but a lot of people that use watercolor use this, and I like using this too because it kind of shows like traditional watercolor like techniques with this. Like, I've practiced with this quite a number of times, and I've grown to like it. Like, I didn't like it at first because I didn't have enough control with it, but eventually, like, as I started to use it more and more, I kind of like this, or I've started to like this, so it's really nice. The brush is super soft, and it's, no matter what you do to it, it'll stay pointed. So it's really good if you want to like take it on the go, and you can just put the water here and then squeeze it through this brush. It's really nice. It's convenient for like travel, and overall it's a really nice brush, like what other people said, and I have to agree with them because it really is a nice brush, and I'll definitely have to use more of this brush, or like these types of brushes in the future. So I think it's a pretty good investment because it doesn't wear off that much, and like no matter what, like the water will stay in. It's not gonna leak, at least not right now. Like I haven't seen it leak before. So yeah, it's a pretty nice brush, and it's kind of cheap. Like I'm not sure if it's like cheap, but it's like under $10, so it's not that bad. But yeah, I really like this and I recommend it. Also, for ink artworks, I use this white gel pen. I think it's like a Sakura white gel pen of some sort. You can easily find this on Amazon, which is where I got this from. It comes in a 3-pack, but I'll just showcase one because they're all the same. It's really good for inking like ink artworks, and it's like when you have like a black background, you can definitely draw in the black background with this, and it has like nice details. It's very thin. It looks like this in the inside. I've used it a couple of times with my ink artworks, and it's really nice. It gives off a nice bright white line, and it's a pretty good brand. So, oh, it's a Jelly Roll. Yeah, it's like a Jelly Roll pen, and I've used it like a couple of times with my ink stuff, and yeah, I recommend it. It's nice. Make sure you always keep the cap on though, because it does dry. So make sure you always do that, or else it's not usable anymore. But other than that, I have no problems with these, and I also recommend them. I've actually used a lot of erasers in my lifetime, but I've had 3 that I use the most, and one of them is this Lion plastic eraser. I'm not sure where I got this from. I think it was given to me by my friend or something, but these are really nice. This is like the types of erasers that don't make like little eraser marks or like little dust pellets or whatever after you erase something, so they're really convenient. And that's also the same with this. This is just like a pure rubber eraser, and it's super nice. Like if you want to erase like pencil lines in your ink artworks, but you don't want to like create a mess. So this is perfect for that. Another one of my erasers is this one. It used to be bigger, but now it's small. But this is the one that makes the erasing marks. But the reason why I like to use this is because it's more smooth to the paper, while like the other ones, like it could rip because it is rubber, and like the friction of the rubber can like ruin the paper. So I think I like using this because it's more smooth, but even though it like creates the pellets and like the eraser marks, I feel like it adds like a smoother finish to the piece because it doesn't ruin the paper that much. So I use these 3 erasers pretty constantly. So yeah, I don't know what eraser this is from, but I'm not sure the name of this rubber eraser, but you guys have probably seen it before, and this is the Lion eraser. So yeah, they're really good, and they're perfect for like people that work with pencil a lot, so that's why I recommend them. Last but not least, these are the pens that I use for my artwork, and these are like a collection of Micron pens and a brush pen. I will have to look at the brand of it, so I'll set these here. Let's see, this is a Prismacolor Premier brush pen, and I've gotten this a while ago, and it's super nice. It still works, and I use it a lot if I want to do extra details or like extra thick or thin lines. It's very nice. It's only $5, so it's kind of cheap, but it's still a nice brand, a nice professional brand of a brush pen. And I don't know when I got this, but it still works, so I definitely recommend this because it's nice. It makes really nice inky dark lines, and if you want to get it, it's the B tip, so, and it's black. So I heard there were like other colors of this, but I got the black because obviously it's like for outlines for your artwork. So yeah. And these are the Microns that I use the most. Like I got the 6 set, but these are the three that I use the most, and it's an 8, a 5, and a 3. And the reason why I like using these a lot is because I love to make the thick, dark lines, but I also like to make the thin, crisp lines. So I think these three are fit in the middle, in that middle range, which is why like I think it's perfect, and which is also why like I use them a lot. So, and this is great for making intimate details in a more precise manner because like unlike the brush pen, you can make mistakes because it is a brush and you have to be very, very careful with it. But with like the pens, you already have that grip, so you don't have to change your hand position or anything. You can just precisely draw and it'll make that line for you. So, and it doesn't matter how hard you draw either because it will make the same line consistency. So I think these are really nice, and I got this from the 6-pack online, and I think I'll order another set soon because these are running out of ink. I got these 2 years ago, so they still work, but the 8 one, it's already running out of ink, and I think the 3 Micron, it's kind of getting to the end, but yeah, I'll have to order these online soon. But yeah, these are the pens that I frequently use the most, and they're really nice. I definitely recommend them. A lot of artists use these a lot, so, and they are what they say, so these are pretty nice, and they're good practice too if you want to get more professional with your line work. So yeah, I definitely recommend these. And that's it for the art supply showcase for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you have any questions about any supply here at all, feel free to comment down below. And thank you guys as always for watching my videos. It's always appreciated and loved, and I absolutely love all of you guys because of all the support that you guys give me, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. So I'll see you guys later. Bye!